Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And what a beautiful way to end this week, isn't it? Lots of blue sky out there this afternoon. Temperatures hovering mainly into the mid and maybe some upper 60s out there. We had some cloudy skies at noon, then that disappeared, and just a beautiful day today. A little bit of a breeze, but it was just a nice one out there today. There is a storm system, a cold front moving our way, and believe it or not, with the warm temperatures in place, the cold air moving over top of that warm air, we could see some thunderstorm activity on Saturday. The darker the pinks and purples, the better the chance for thunderstorm activity. But right here in our viewing area, especially in the Wenatchee Valley, about a 15 to 20% chance that we could see some lightning and hear some thunder tomorrow. And we'll have more on that and your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Wenatchee Valley businesses are raising alarms about the impacts of COVID-19 shutdowns. Confluence Health's incoming CEO says, thanks to public efforts, local hospitals and clinics haven't been overwhelmed by coronavirus catastrophes like those in other parts of the country. Governor Jay Inslee this week opened the door for hospitals to resume non-emergency surgeries, and Confluence Health says it's prepared to do so next week. And after documenting the region's trials and tribulations for more than 80 years, the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center wants you to help tell the story of COVID-19. But first, we begin tonight. Governor Jay Inslee this afternoon extended his stay home, stay healthy order until May 31st, but will begin easing some of those restrictions sooner as part of a four-phase plan. He said he expects camping, gatherings of 5 or less people, new construction, auto sales, and some curbside retail sales to resume around mid-month or later. The order, which has closed all businesses not considered essential since March 23rd, was due to expire Monday at midnight. Inslee also warned that restrictions will be imposed once again if cases of COVID-19 spike again in Washington state. Wenatchee Valley businesses are raising alarms about the impacts of COVID-19 shutdowns. According to a Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce survey, stay-home recommendations and other efforts to stop the virus from spreading means more than 2/3 of businesses in the valley will not be able to sustain operations for another 6 months without assistance. 53% of businesses surveyed believe that they can sustain their businesses for less than 3 months. Another 28% are not sure how long they can remain in operation. More than half of businesses report that revenues are down by more than 50%. About a third put their lost revenue at 80% or more. The Chamber survey took responses from more than 270 businesses during 3 weeks from late March to early April. Well, in other news, Confluence Health's incoming CEO says, thanks to public efforts, local hospitals and clinics haven't been overwhelmed by coronavirus catastrophes like those in other parts of the country. Dr. Doug Wilson, who will take the reins from Peter Rutherford, said Wednesday, despite illness and loss, social distancing and other measures have saved lives in the Wenatchee Valley.
Currently, we have about 7 patients with COVID in Central Washington Hospital. Of that total, 4 of those patients are critically ill in the ICU on ventilators, and the rest are in the lower level of care where they're not needing the ventilator. We've sent several patients home after recovering, and so we're very proud of the care that we've provided. In terms of the testing we've done, we've tested roughly 2,200 patients so far, and about 189 of those have been confirmed positive. So over 1,990 of those have been negative. We have a few tests always still out at the laboratory waiting to come back. So what's next? It looks, again, like social distancing is really paying off. I really have to give a good hand and appreciation to our community. I don't think I could say that enough. The thankfulness that I am that our community members have taken this seriously. You have undoubtedly saved lives of community members. I think you have also prevented that overwhelming surge that could have overwhelmed hospital resources. And could frankly have threatened the health of our very own healthcare workers. So we really are really grateful it's looking like this.
Wilson warns that social distancing, masks, and other protective steps will have to be observed in the near future. Well, Governor Jay Inslee this week opened the door for hospitals to resume non-emergency surgeries, and Confluence Health says it's prepared to do so next week. Confluence CEO Dr. Peter Rutherford said that should help stem the huge financial losses Confluence and Central Washington Hospital have incurred since the COVID-19 outbreak. Those losses have amounted to $26 million since March, he said, and that's after receiving some federal assistance earlier this month. Dr. Jason Lake of Confluence said resuming surgeries at Central Washington Hospital will come after a series of safety measures that have been followed. Those measures include extensive cleaning and testing of all surgical patients for COVID-19 prior to surgery. Rutherford said the financial struggles at Confluence have led to salary reductions for their executive team, physicians, physician's assistants, and others, but no layoffs yet. With the surgeries returning, there is hope those losses will diminish. Well, after documenting the region's trials and tribulations for more than 80 years, the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center wants you to help tell the story of COVID-19. The museum said Thursday it's asking residents to share their everyday stories of life in the pandemic, including images by mail or postal mail. They'll become part of the museum's special collections and archives. Remembrances can be emailed to collections@wvmcc.org. And you can visit the museum's website or Facebook page for more information. Well, coming up next, an East Wenatchee man remains in jail tonight accused of molesting the child of his girlfriend. 2 active duty military members have been arrested as suspects in the death of a man whose body was found last Saturday north of Ellensburg. After a series of car prowls in a neighborhood near Moses Lake, the Grant County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in identifying the suspects. And the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is seeking information on a dog that was shot Wednesday near Number 1 Canyon Road in Wenatchee. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Owner Andrew Vickery brings years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spas, both new and used, as well as residential and commercial pool and spa services, regular maintenance and repairs, and all the chemicals required to keep your pool and spa crystal clear. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
Aging and Adult Care offers many in-home care options and services for seniors and family caregivers. But did you know they also offer free in-home delivered meals? Aging and Adult Care has expanded its program for home-delivered meals to help elderly and vulnerable adults at this challenging time. If you are in need of prepared meals or know someone who could benefit, call Aging and Adult Care for more information about free home-delivered meals. Call 509-886-0700.
Welcome back. In another news, an East Wenatchee man is accused of molesting the child of his girlfriend. Police arrested 24-year-old Mauricio Bustos Morfin on Monday on suspicion of sexually touching the 5-year-old victim back on March 17th. Douglas County prosecutors filed a count of first-degree child molestation on Wednesday. Bustos denied the charge and pleaded not guilty at a Superior Court hearing. He remains held in the Okanogan County Jail on $50,000 bond. 2 active duty military members have been arrested as suspects in the death of a man whose body was found last Saturday north of Ellensburg. Kittitas County Sheriff's detectives arrested Raylan D. James, 20 years old, and Joshua Q. Gerald at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Pierce County. The body of 20-year-old Leroy Scott was found in a creek along Smithson Road after being spotted by a passing motorist. Scott, originally from Louisiana, was a former member of the military. According to the sheriff's office, the 2 suspects and the victim were connected through mutual friends and had attended a party in Ellensburg the night of that murder. Well, after a series of car prowls in a neighborhood near Moses Lake, the Grant County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in identifying the suspects. In addition to the car prowls, a vehicle was stolen early Wednesday morning in the Pelican Point community. Surveillance video shows a man and 2 women prowling a pickup with what is believed to be their light-colored minivan in the background. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Well, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is seeking information on a dog that was shot Wednesday near No. 1 Canyon Road in Wenatchee. The silver Weimaraner dog, a type dog, was roaming in his neighborhood and returned home about 2 p.m. with a gunshot wound. The owner took the dog to a veterinarian who found a small caliber bullet in his abdomen. Renee Parkins with the Humane Society said the dog died overnight. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact Animal Care and Control, and that phone number is 662-9577, option 1. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
The Sangster Motors showroom in Wenatchee continues to be closed temporarily. But did you know that if you're involved in an accident, it's still possible to buy a new vehicle? If you find yourself in that situation, reach out to Sangster Motors and they'll have someone available to help. The service department at Sangster Motors remains open in the event you need a repair. By using the latest guidelines, they can keep you and their staff safe. Pickup and drop off is easy. Call 662-6134.
We appreciate all your business. We appreciate all your support. Everybody stay healthy and God bless you.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Agricultural work is hard labor in tough conditions, and the coronavirus pandemic has made it even harder. Familias Unitas, a union that's represented Washington ag employees since 2013, has helped improve working conditions in places like Quincy and even won a state Supreme Court case establishing how field workers are paid. In tonight's feature story, the group's political director, Edgar Franks, told NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins they're now suing the state to establish firm rules for health conditions in the Washington fruit industry.
Lots of the workers that are in Eastern Washington come under the H-2A visa program. And currently, to my knowledge, there's around 7,000 workers there. But the peak hasn't even reached yet of the workers that are coming in. Maybe 20,000 more are coming in. And if the workers aren't getting the proper education, the proper personal protective equipment, an explanation, or if their housing is still very crowded, it still has the potential of getting people sick. And then it's just, it becomes almost like a petri dish So I think it has the potential to really cause more outbreaks, not only in Washington State, but say if somebody gets, they come here healthy and then they come to Washington where there has been nothing done and they somehow get exposed and then go back to their communities. We're talking about, again, an outbreak happening all over the region or in their home country once they go back to if they're H2A workers, to whether it be Guatemala, Salvador, or Mexico.
Your agency visited the Wenatchee Valley, as I understand it, back in the first part of March. Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Right.
Were there specific things about the conditions that you saw in the Wenatchee Valley that spring to mind?
One of the things that really surprised me was just the amount of what do you call it, like packing houses. They were telling us that people are basically shoulder to shoulder. There's still a production that needs to be met. There's no clear plan in case somebody got sick, whether that person was going to get paid sick leave or was going to be able to retain their job. There was a lot of uncertainties, and that caused a lot of confusion in the community. We also talked to a lot of some H2A workers. They still work in or live in the bunk beds and crowded housing, sharing bathrooms, kitchens, communal areas. In the refrigerator, people are touching everyone's food, like shifting things around. Transportation to work and back to the housing area is usually crowded. And this was earlier in March. And then we found out about this outbreak that happened in Eastern Wenatchee where we were staying. And in our minds, and what we've been saying, that all of this could have in some form been preventable if there was support, guidance, leadership, and clear rules given down since the beginning of the outbreak to farm workers and rural areas especially. So I think everybody's trying to do the best they can, but it's very difficult to apply a lot of these guidelines in farm work because of just how everything is physically structured. It's from the housing to the transportation to the work, everything it's very working as a team or in a big group. So I think some companies are trying to do the best they can, but the reality is that it's very difficult to really follow a lot of those guidelines. And that's why we've been pushing for clear rules that everybody understands, whether workers or the employer both understand their roles and responsibilities.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. We're a little short on time tonight, so let's get right to that surface loop and show you what you can expect over the next 7 days. Tonight we will see mostly cloudy skies, a 20% chance for showers. That will be after midnight because of this storm system right here, an associated frontal boundary that will bring showers our direction on Saturday. In fact, a 70% chance of rain on Saturday, and heck, we might even see a thunderstorm. We talked about that at the top of the newscast, about a 15 to 20% chance, maybe some thunder and lightning on Saturday. Sunday, a little less wet. We'll see 30% chance for scattered showers, mostly cloudy skies, double shot of low pressure out in the Pacific, but that won't be our weather driver. High pressure is moving in, and that will take control of our weather, especially late Monday afternoon. We'll see mostly sunny skies, dry conditions throughout Washington State, and boy, almost throughout the entire western United States. As we get into Tuesday, that's where we start to see the nice warm weather. Tuesday, mostly sunny and a little bit warmer. Here's our little bit of a ridge now starting to build up and over the Pacific Northwest. We do have a little bit of a tail of a frontal system once again that could bring about a 20% chance for isolated showers on Wednesday. We don't expect a lot out of this. It's just riding the backside of that ridge. Here's our area of high pressure right here. So that will soon diminish and move into parts of Idaho and Montana. Thursday then, sunny, and we could see temperatures Thursday. We'll probably see them in the middle 70s 70s here in north central Washington, but we're talking temperatures near 80 down in the Tri-Cities and maybe even warmer than that as we get into our next weekend. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. 49 tonight, 67 tomorrow, and a good chance for rain. A chance for rain showers on Sunday in 64, and then next week, beautiful with high temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy finally Friday, staying home and staying healthy. Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. So what's in a number? Apparently a lot. The Seahawks defensive tackle Jaron Reed took to Twitter the other day saying that he was taking number 90 back, that same number 90 that Jadeveon Clowney wore in a Seattle uniform last year. Now, the speculation with that announcement was that Seattle was out of the running for the free agent and Clowney would not be back in Seattle this year. Hold on. General Manager John Schneider said Thursday when he was a guest on ESPN Radio in Seattle that he didn't approve a number switch for Reed. And then Reed deleted his entire Twitter account. So there's no record of it other than what we grabbed while it was up. Schneider explained that the door is still open to negotiate with Clowney, and Seattle has visited with his agent several times. In the meantime, the team had to move forward with planning for the season. That meant signing free agent defensive ends Bruce Irvin and Benson Mayowa and drafting Alton Robinson and Darrell Taylor. So who will be wearing number 90 this season in Seattle? It's still to be determined. It could be Jadeveon Clowney or it could be Jaron Reed. Or who knows, maybe somebody else at this point. Well, the Seahawks are in the process of having video conferencing with their team due to the pandemic and the closure and forcing social distancing. Yesterday, their meeting was interrupted by a special guest. Coach Pete Carroll introduced the team to a new member on the roster.
We have a guy that comes to us from the University of Miami. He was drafted by the Carolina Panthers. He's been playing tight end for years, been a long-time Pro Bowler. Really thrilled and happy to have him be part of what we're doing. And so I want to welcome in Greg Olson. Greg, could you come in and tell the fellas what you're all about?
Yes. Yeah. Coach, thanks so much. So excited to be here. So excited to be Seahawk. And, excited to play with you, Russ. Russ, I love you. I mean, I love you. I love the way you play. I love the way you handle yourself as a human being.
You too, Greg.
I mean, I love you. Let's make a baby,
Step brothers.
Up there, let's make a baby. Shotty, just want to let you know I came here to catch some balls. And that's what I hope to do. In fact, I've been, what I did mostly for Carolina is I drew up all my own plays. So I'm going to be adding a lot to the playbook. This one I just drew up. It's called 90 Go Flywheel Kanye Starburst. So we're going to be.
I like it, Greg. I like it.
Okay, good. So let's get that into the playbook. Remember, no max protection. Don't stick me back there for max protection.
Talk to Solari.
I will not do it. I think we got a good tight end group. Luke Wilson. The only thing I want to tell you is you got to tamp that down, okay? That's not how I handle myself, all right? I don't know what you do in the off season up there in Canada, but, cut your hair and let's play some football, all right? Coach Schneider, just want to let you know, I want to be real clear, I do not do special teams. Not ever. Not if all 52 guys are hurt. Coach, you've been real nice. We've had some great talks. I really appreciate the fact that you're going to allow me to actually do broadcasting during the real game. So I'm only going to play about 12 plays a game. And I got to get it back up into the booth. But it's an exciting opportunity for me. And look, I know what you're thinking. I'm an older guy. I'm 36. But I've been working out. Don't worry. I mean, does this look like the body of a 36-year-old? I don't think so. In fact, my body's a temple. I know that's what you guys preach there. And I've been doing a lot of yoga and nothing else.
Will Ferrell and Coach Pete Carroll go back to Carroll's days coaching at USC. Well, NASCAR fans finally have something to cheer about. The racing circuit announced yesterday that it will resume the season without fans starting May 17th at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. The Premier Cup Series will then race 3 more times in a 10-day span. Following Darlington, the Coca-Cola 600 will take place at Charlotte Motor Speedway May 24th. NASCAR joins the UFC as the first major sports organizations to announce plans to return since the coronavirus pandemic shut down U.S. sports in mid-March. Well, speaking of racing, tomorrow marks the 50th anniversary of the racetrack in East Wenatchee, now known as Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval. In recognition, WVSO General Manager Jeremy Anders has arranged for a race car cruise.
We said, you know what? A lot of guys have their cars completely ready to go. They're just sitting in the shop doing nothing. So we've got together. I talked to a few of them, and it's kind of blown up in the last, 24 hours to I think we're up to about 15 or maybe even more cars that'll be in this, but we're going to attach a bunch of open trailers, none of that enclosed trailer stuff, but open trailers. We're going to put some cars on trailers, and we're going to start out the Gateway Theater. We're going to cruise down through Wenatchee Avenue, across the bridge, probably up Brent Road, and then back down Sunset Highway and do the full circle of the valley and just show them that the racers are here, and just kind of, I guess that's our way of celebrating and honoring that date the best we could.
The WVSO Race Car Cruise will get underway at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Again, the route is from Gateway Cinemas at Old Station, then down the Avenue, across the Cellar Bridge, up Grant Road to Eastmont Community Park, and then back, and then they'll go backwards on the same route again. Well, here's a reminder what's coming up this weekend on the NCWLIFE channel. Sports schedule. We have a great game of our past tonight at 7 o'clock. Wenatchee and Eastmont girls soccer from last November. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen have the play-by-play. Tomorrow at 1:30, I'll be joined by Paul Paiva for the call of Eastmont Wenatchee girls bowling from January 2018 as the teams position themselves for a run at the state championship. Then at 6:30, it's our first broadcast of Apple Sox baseball from last June as the Sox take on Walla Walla at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Then on Sunday, begins at 2 o'clock with Moses Lake and Eastmont volleyball from last October. Then at 7, Art Checker with a call of the Wenatchee Wild and Chilliwack Chiefs from a game in February at the Town Toyota Center. Have a safe and sane weekend. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Instead of previewing Monday's show, what I thought I'd do is I'd let my good friend, the Magic 8 Ball, preview it for me. Oh, Magic 8 Ball, how good will Monday's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley be? It says without a doubt. Well, I'll be here. You take what you can get. Have a good weekend. Have a good, safe weekend, and we will see you Monday with everything you need to know to start your week the right way, the live and local way. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Grant, back to you.
Have a good weekend, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.